Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. I'm Teresa, and I am welcoming in my friends from Leo to your October reading. This is for all placements of Leo in your astrological chart. So if you have your sun, moon, or rising in Leo, this reading is for you. I have had these, I carefully selected your cards. We're doing a 12 houses reading. So this is a comprehensive tarot reading. And I have had your cards and all kinds of goodies sitting in these bags for the last couple of days, charging with some crystals. And I'm super excited to see what cards you got. I don't know, as I was selecting the cards and shuffling the decks, praying over them and cleansing them, I asked for Spirit's guidance in selecting each of the cards and without looking at any of them, and stacked them up according to the 12 houses of an astrological chart. And so we will unpack those right now, and I'm going to put the camera up overhead so that you can see the layout of the reading and the cards as I unpack your bag. And then I will put the camera back over here so that I can talk directly to you as we go through the reading together. Okay, so here's the layout of the reading that we'll be doing. As I mentioned, it's a 12 houses astrological reading. Obviously, I don't have your astrological house information since I don't have your birth date and all of that stuff. But each of the 12 houses of a natal chart represent different domains of your life. And I've got separate cards for each of those different areas, and we will see what they have to say. The key phrase for Leo is, I will. So we've got a couple of Leo significator cards that we will have out here. This one on the top here was kind of holding the secrets of the cards as I was drawing them, and I was just tucking them away underneath this one. The key word on this particular card is shine, which is what Leos do. So let's see here. Looks like your keywords got revealed a little early. I did not want that to happen. Let me see here. Then we have your... Okay, these are the tarot cards, and they're underneath separate, like the 12th house, 11th house, and so forth. We'll look at those in a minute. These here are all flipped around, and I don't want them to be. They kind of, the way I put them in there, apparently they got turned around. Okay, so the first thing that we have is an angelic message here. This is from this tiny little deck that was a freebie that I got from Intuit Oracles. It's spelled I-N-T, sorry, I-N-2-I-T, Angelic Messages. And that one, it says, trust in divine timing. Remain steadfast in your faith and allow the process to unfold. Amazing things are in the works. So that's your angel message. We'll just keep that right here to kind of guide things. And then I did this is also from the same company who did the Intuit Oracle. This is the Zodiac, the Z180 Oracle. They're a local company here in Idaho, and so I was super happy to get their decks. The first one is a little archetype. There are several Leo archetypes, and if you get one of the ones that's kind of on the negative side, I mean, we all have, all the signs have a positive and a negative kind of aspect. If you get a negative one, then it's just something to keep in mind, to be aware of, to watch out for. If you get a positive one, then it's one for you to lean into and embody throughout the month of October. And the one that you got is the performer, expressive, shines, inspires, talented. So true of all the Leos I know. So lean into that piece of yourself this month. We'll put that right there in the lavender. And then the Leo, the keywords here, this is the 6 of Leo, and the name of it is curtain call. So acclaim, fame, recognition, parade, celebrity, admiration, applause, focused attention rather, theater, act, performance, you are watching a movie. So those are the some of the keywords to kind of lean into and think about as you go through the month of October, leaning into your Leo-ness. Let's put this one right here. Then we have some little trinkets. Let's see what you got. You got, oh, this one. I love this stone. I can't remember what it's called. I will put a little, I'll edit the video, or I'll put it in the comments or something when I let you know what this is. It's a Amazonite, Amazonite, or I'm not sure how it's said, but I think that's what it is. Then you got an elephant. You got the word hope. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a unicorn or a horse. Just looks sort of like a horse to me. Yeah. Okay, so those were your little trinkets. Then your truth bomb of the month is self-care is a divine responsibility. It is. It's so important for you to lean into self-care and take good care of yourself so that you can do what you do. You won't be able to do all of that and inspire the people around you unless you are well taken care of yourself. Your quote of the month is from Shaka Senghor. Forgiveness is freeing yourself from anger that's standing in the way of your growth as a human being. So that's a quote to keep in mind as you go through the month. Okay, so the additional cards that we have here in addition to the tarot cards are an affirmation card that's going to be guidance for you. And then we have an oracle card that will also be guidance from spirit. Then at the end, we will do support from spirit, and that's going to be an angel number, spirit animal, and a goddess. And then I have a couple of keywords here for you as well that we will reveal at the end. So now I'm going to get the tarot cards put underneath each of these house cards, and then we'll go through your tarot reading. Okay, we've got your cards laid out here, and we'll go ahead and go through the tarot reading. If you enjoy this reading, please give it a like. It's amazing how much the little hit of dopamine that I get when somebody likes a video. It's amazing how much that helps me, especially considering the energetic output that I go through to produce these readings, and just getting those likes and comments and shares really make my day. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel so that you never miss a video, or at least get notified of videos. And then I'll remind you about that at the end as well. So let's go ahead and get started on the tarot portion of your reading. The first one we're going to go through is the first house. The first house is about your body and your personality. This is how you appear to the people around you. It's the personality that you put on for others. It's your natural personality. It's not like you're being fake or anything, but it's not who you are deep down in your soul. It's not the full truth of you. It's a kind of a piece of the truth. And the first house does have an effect on your appearance as well. Your sun sign indicates which sign the sun was in at the time of your birth, and your rising sign indicates which sign was on the horizon at the time you were born. And depending on what sign your rising is in, that can change and impact your physical appearance. And so the first house does govern your physical appearance as well as your personality. So the card that you receive in this particular house is the Hierophant. The cards that I'm using for you this is a special deck called Our Tarot. It features the notable women in history. I'm not going to tell you the story about each particular person, or this reading would take forever. But it is so amazing to read through the book. The book is that's how fat the book is. Usually a guidebook for a tarot deck looks, something like that, very small. But in this particular deck, it gives you multiple pages on the history of each woman that they selected for each sign or each tarot card. But the Hierophant is a card that represents the government, the church, authority, known or established sources of wisdom, the rules, living inside the box. Those are some types of concepts that are governed by the Hierophant. So to get this in your first house tells me that maybe you are or need to be, and only you will know, you are or you need to be living in the box, inside the box, following the rules. Maybe you need to break some rules when it comes to the personality that you display for the people around you. Maybe a part of your personality is changing, and the people around you in your life don't like the idea that you're changing, and you're feeling a little constrained by that. It could be that maybe you're not following the rules when it comes to your body and how to produce its optimum health, and you need to get into following those known and established sources of wisdom on what you need to do in order to be physically healthy. So there's a couple of different ways to interpret that. You can take that however you will. And there are other ways that we could interpret it too, but I'm going to go with those two to begin with. All right, second house is your house of resources, and anything in the 3D. So anything you can own, and your coin, the money that you have, anything that you would consider an asset is a physical thing that you would consider an asset is governed by the second house. And in the second house, the card that you receive is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a great card to get in the second house. Three of Pentacles is about doing hard work, successful work, working together as a team, and having it pay off. And so this is a great card to have in your second house. The person that they selected for the Three of Pentacles was Octavia Butler. And Octavia was a prolific writer, and she did have a tendency to collaborate and work with others. And so that's where I think that connection comes from. So in the third house is the house of communication. Anything that is related to communication is governed by the third house. So this can be emails and messages and letters and verbal communication between people, and how well that's going, and messages that might be coming into you, or that messages that you need to deliver to others. And the card that you receive in this particular house is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about looking out at the horizon, looking at the world around you, and making choices about what's next. And so that in the third house, coming up in the third house, that means I would say that that would mean to be examining what you say and comparing what you plan on saying to the goals, what you're trying to achieve. What is the message? What's the goal of the message that you're trying to communicate? And evaluate whether or not the way you plan on saying it is actually going to achieve that goal. The Two of Wands is about looking out at, holding the world in your hands and looking out at the world, and making plans for the future. And so your messages, as you're looking out at the world or the person to whom you want to communicate, you should be thinking about the big picture of how that message is going to land. When it comes to incoming messages, that is, I would take the reverse meaning of that, or the reverse tactic of that. If you're receiving messages from somebody and you're not really sure what they intended by that, assume best intent. And when there is a question, just ask and make sure that you're clear. The fourth house is the house of home and roots. This is about your familial home. It can be about your homeland. It can be about your family of origin, the home that you were raised in, the physical home that you were raised in. It can be about your physical home that you live in currently. And it can also represent the people from your family of origin, or the family-like people that were part of your youth, the people that were very close to you that you may still have in your life. Those people would be captured in this particular domain of life. And the tarot card that you received here is the Nine of Cups, which is a wonderful card to get for this card, this house of roots and home and family. The Nine of Cups is about having your wishes fulfilled. It's about having your cup, it's like the cup overfloweth. An abundance of love and good feelings and emotions. So this is, with it being in your fourth house right now, I would say that this is a great time for decorating your home. It's a great time for inviting people into your home, for enjoying time together with people within the home space. And it's also a great time to reconnect with the people that were from your past, especially if you have happy relationships with them and maybe haven't connected with them in a long time. This is an auspicious time for you to reconnect. In the fifth house, which is the house of hobbies and passion and creativity, so the things that, like your passion project, it could be a passion project at work, your hobbies that you do after work, anything that really gets your creative juices flowing. Those things are governed in the fifth house. And the tarot card that you get for this area of life is the Three of Cups, and the people on it is the Bronte sisters. That's awesome. So the Three of Cups is a card of abundance and good times with good friends. And so this is, with this being in your fifth house of creativity, I would say this month would be a great time to get together with some friends and do something creative together, like a paint and sip night, or having people come over to everybody bring craft items and get together and make wreaths together, or everybody get together with their apples and peaches and whatever that they plan on canning, and having a canning party. It can be, like a poetry gathering where you get together and write together. It can be anything creative, but to do it with friends, or to make a social engagement of it. Invite people along with whatever it is that you really enjoy doing for your hobby. In the sixth house of sustainability and routine, this house represents just your day-to-day life, your day-to-day living, the routines that you follow, your daily chores, um, anything that helps you to maintain a sense of stability and sustainability in your day-to-day life. I like to say that if the astrological houses represented a neighborhood, this would be your grocery store. So, the things that you need to function on a day-to-day life are governed by the sixth house. And especially like your daily chores, your daily routine, the routines that you follow. And the card that you receive is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords in this particular house means that there's part of your routine that just needs to be killed and done and over with. It might already be dead and gone, and maybe you keep trying to resurrect it. You keep thinking that you should be doing this, and so you keep trying to insert it into your life, but it just isn't working. And the reason why it's not working is because it's dead. Let it go. you need to accept that it's not part of your should not be part of your daily routine any longer. So I would say for the month of October to spend a little bit of time examining your day-to-day routine. You can do like a little time study where you carry a notebook and you keep track of the things that you spend your day on. And you are honest on it, like, oh, I just spent 97 minutes scrolling on Instagram or whatever it is. Being totally honest with yourself about where your time is going and how you're spending your day. Do that for a few days, and then you can realize, oh, okay, this part right here is where I need to make some changes. It could be that you used to follow a routine of, let's say you used to have a morning walk every day, and you keep trying to get back to that, but you feel like you're blocked somehow. For some reason, you can't get it back in there, but you feel like you should. Maybe you just need to shake that up a little bit, change the time of day. Maybe you can't do it with enjoyment anymore because of an injury, and you need to accept that part of your life is changed for the time being. There's a number of different reasons why you might get the Ten of Swords in this area, but that's what I would look at, is where in my routine do I need to make a significant change? Do I need to accept that something is over, I can't do it that way anymore, and I need to let something new be reborn? Because every ending comes with a new beginning, right? If you accept something is over, then that creates a vacuum in your life for the universe to give you something new, to give you the better thing. Okay, so seventh house is the house of partnership and relationships. So it could be I had to put gold Sharpie tunics on these two because they were nude and YouTube doesn't like that. I hate to color my cards, but I also hate to get in trouble with YouTube too. Or, it could be, close partnership, like a marriage partner, or a boyfriend girlfriend situation, or it can just be any really close partnership. It could be a business partner or a best friend, somebody that you have a very, very close relationship with. Can even be, your children or parents or siblings if you have close relationships with them. So the seventh house it governs those relationships. And the card that you receive here is the Keeper of Wands. So I'm going to pause and look up what keeper means in this deck. Sometimes it means, page, knight, who knows? I'll look that up. Hold on. Okay, so the equal interpretation of a Keeper of Wands is the King of Wands. They selected Cleopatra for the Keeper of Wands, in case that gives you any insight. The King of Wands is a leader of charisma, passion, originality, um, real uh, energetic, and like I said, passionate. And so bringing that kind of passionate and creative and charismatic energy to your relationships is going to serve you well during the month of October. If you are partnered and happy, then bringing some passion um, and some of that creativity to your relationship, maybe coming up with some fun date night ideas. If you are looking for love, then this is a good sign that maybe some kind of um, charismatic person may arrive in your life. Um, but just coming up with some original and confident and uh, fun loving ways to express yourself within your relationships this month is the advice for this card. Okay, for the eighth house is called, by some, it's called the House of Mystery. And it's sometimes called the House of Endings and Beginnings. I've always called it the House of Death, Taxes, and Inheritance, and because all of those things are governed within the eighth house. And so, but yeah, I mean, like deaths, uh, and it doesn't have to be like a physical death, but definitely any kind of death is governed by the eighth house. The tarot card that you got in this, oh wow, it's I love synchronicity. Is the Frida Kahlo card, and it's called the Death card. They selected Frida for the Death card within this tarot deck. So you get the Death card within the eighth house, and so that tells me the Leonard Skinner song just came to my mind. What is it called? The lyric in it is "The smell of death surrounds you." So it's going to take me a minute for the reason why, for the name of the song to come to me, but that's the lyric. So it's not necessarily a real death, like I said. It's just any kind of an ending. But remember that all endings come with a new beginning. So in the eighth house, you may be dealing with the actual death of a family member or close friend. You may have a death from the past that is coming to you in your memories, and you're having to deal with the after effects of it, the emotional impact of it that maybe you have avoided until now. So that could be a reason why it would be coming up in your life right now. Another thing is that it could be you just you need to plan and prepare for the practicalities involved in death. Um, Maybe this is a good month for you to be writing your will, getting uh, your directives, all together and signed and notarized. Maybe there's something that you have to do with taxes, something like that. So, to get the death card within the eighth house, I think it's definitely something to be considering. You need to be looking at the actual practicalities of death. You need to be dealing with any emotional impacts of prior deaths. And it's possible that there were some deaths in your life recently or will be coming to you that you need to be prepared for. I don't want to scare anybody, obviously, or make you paranoid about it, but death is a part of life, and so it is something to consider, especially with the synchronicity here. If you are dealing with the end of a relationship, it can feel like a death. Um, another aspect that this could be coming up in your life is the death of a pet. Um, and all of the emotions that come with that. So, whatever this means for you, deal with it, handle the practicalities, deal with the emotions, and prepare for the future, and have hope of, yeah, the little word here that you got, hope. Have hope of the new beginnings that are sure to come, because all endings come with the new beginnings. Ninth house, we get for you. The ninth house is the house that some call the house of exploration. Some call it the house of faith. I have always called it the house of higher learning. It's the house of um, higher education, travel, especially international travel. It can be and it can encompass spirituality as well, especially if you're learning something new in the realms of spirituality. And the tarot card that you get for this particular house is the moon card. Mary Shelley is who they selected for the moon, which is amazing. The moon card is a card that comes with mystery and hidden things, and there could be the promise and the threat of something a little bit scary hidden in the deep. So, Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, is a perfect person to use for the moon. Um, so, oh, hold on. I've got a dog here. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, my camera's jiggling here. In the ninth house of spirituality and exploration, having the moon card, I think it's an amazing placement to have the mystery um, and excitement of uncovering something hidden within the realm of higher learning, travel, or spirituality is awesome. I can't wait to hear what new things you discover or learn as you are going through the month. If you're reading books, or you are going on a trip, or exploring a new way of looking at things, whether it's, a new sort of spiritual practice, or um, you know something along those lines, you will have things that are revealed to you that you hadn't previously known or understood. So that's so exciting. I can't wait. You've got to tell me. I just love that combination. Okay, for the 10th house, you get the 10th house is this card calls it the world, and this card calls it authority. And the 10th house sits at the top of your natal chart. It's at the very top, at the pinnacle, and it's how you are. It's your placement within the world. It's basically your career and your ambitions. It represents the things that you desire to achieve, and your actual achievements as you go through life. And the card that you receive for this particular um, part of the reading, I'm knocking over some things here, hold on a second, is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is a card of developing expertise. The Eight of Pentacles is the true apprentice in the deck. Pages are often called apprentices as well, but the Eight of Pentacles is an actual apprentice, hard at work, developing expertise in their chosen craft. And whenever they come up to a roadblock, or they make a mistake, or they um, realize that there might be a better way of doing things, uh, they make adjustments and try again, and they keep going. There's no discouragement within this card. It's just a matter of uh, determination and focus on developing the craft. And so to have that within your ambitions and career house tells me that this month you will be working hard on whatever it is that you do, and you will not feel discouragement as you're going about whatever it is that you're working on, whether you're in a new job or a job that you've had for decades. You will be just determined and developing even more expertise as you go through the course of the month. The 11th house is the house of community or friendship. And hold on a second. So, in this particular house, this is where your friends and your community, those relationships within your community, whether they're friends that you have at work or in your neighborhood, or your close friends that you've had otherwise, or may have had all your life, those are captured in this realm of your life. And in this domain, you get the Ten of Cups. It doesn't get any better than this. The Ten of Cups is an abundance of overflowing love. It is all of your wishes come true. It's a happy family. And so that within the 11th house tells me this is the month for you to gather your friends. As I said before yeah, you got a few different messages about that within your reading. So in the 4th house, you got the Nine of Cups card. And that, part of that advice is to gather your friends within your home. And then with your passions house, you got the Three of Cups, which is about celebrating with your friends, getting your friends together and having fun doing your hobbies together, and learning about what each of you enjoys doing. My daughter, back when she was a teenager, her and her friend group, they did a girls' night thing once a month, and they rotated the leadership of it. And each month, one of the girls would come up with an activity, and everybody would bring all of the things that they needed for that activity, and they would do it all together. And sometimes it was baking, sometimes it was making some kind of a craft, sometimes it was doing a photo shoot or whatever. They just did something new, but they did it all together. And that sort of captures the concept of the Ten of Cups within your 11th house. So gather your friends together. If your calendar isn't already full of time with your friends, then make it full. Get time with your friends. If you don't have stuff on your calendar already, and you're feeling a little on the lonely side, your friends are feeling that too, almost guaranteed. So be the one that reaches out and makes the plans, and then watch it fall together and watch all of your cups get filled. All right, 12th house. The 12th house of the astrological chart rules things like introspection, escapism, shadow work, spirituality, secrets, or things that you hold sacred. So this is who you really are in your deep, deep soul. And not many people get to see in there. And that is the 12th house. That's where all of that stuff lives. And the card that you receive for that this month is the Strength card. The Strength card, is about consistent and daily action in order to build and maintain strength. The Strength card is typically depicted by a woman and her lion that she has to hand feed every day. She sticks her hand right into that lion's mouth, and it never attacks her because she consistently trains it every day. And the lion represents her thoughts and her control over her own emotions. And she has to train them daily in order to make sure they stay in line. Katie Sandwana, Katie Sandwana. The story of her, she was considered like the world's strongest woman. She performed in, I think, like circuses and stuff like that. And this is her husband that she's holding over her head with one hand. And that's a literal photograph of her holding her husband. She trained every day, was just a beast when it came to weightlifting. And even in her retirement, she owned a bar, and she'd throw patrons out on the street, physically pick them up and throw them out on the street when they needed to be. And then, did strength competitions and demonstrations. But she developed that strength by her daily training. And that's what you need within your 12th house. When it comes to your shadow, any kind of spirituality that you've got, your anything that you hold sacred or secret, or any kind of spiritual practice that you have, you're being challenged and guided for the month of October to spend some time in daily practice of whatever it is that you hold sacred. So maybe if you have not been in a practice of meditation or prayer or whatever it is that you find fulfilling, then October you're being guided to maybe get back into doing that. Just spending a few minutes a day in doing some kind of daily introspective training. Okay, so let's do some affirmations now. We'll start with the support that you'll be getting from Spirit. The first thing that we'll do is I don't like this card, but let's read it and we'll see. We'll see what it says. The number is 644, and the word on it says struggle. Pardon me. I don't like the word struggle, of course. It's got a negative connotation, but let's read what the paragraph says. Self-created stress is unhealthy. Your angels are asking you to get honest about how you contribute undue stress and conflict to your own life. They ask you to contemplate how struggle plays into your comfort zones. Notice where you are making your life harder for yourself today, even in the smallest moments. Make a tiny change today so that a small struggle becomes obsolete. So yeah, so maybe Leos do have a, um, a, a reputation for the drama, and love a good drama, and maybe that is adding a little aspect of struggle to your life that you can step away from. Maybe um, there is just something that you just need to, as it says here, just make some um, small incremental changes in order to decrease the amount of struggle that you have in your life. And so when you see the number 644, as you like 644 every day, that will be your reminder. Am I making my life harder for myself? If so, how? And if not, great, I'm on the right track. So then your spirit animal that will be supporting you for the month of October is the buffalo. I love this picture. And the buffalo, his number is a number 9. And the meaning for him is express gratitude for life's blessings. In the vast prairies, the buffalo symbolizes abundance, protection, and deep appreciation for life's gifts. Its spiritual energy connects you to the earth, reminding you of your place within the web of existence. The buffalo teaches the importance of honoring the cycles of abundance and scarcity, urging you to appreciate what you have and to give thanks for life's sustenance and protection. Live with a heart full of gratitude, knowing and that recognizing life's blessings strengthens your connections to the world and its endless possibilities. Gratitude is the bridge that connects us to the abundance of life. Okay, your goddess for the month of October is, I'm not sure how to pronounce her, Durga or Durga? Durga. And her number is the 15. So let's learn about Durga. Durga is challenging you to conquer your fears. The Hindu warrior goddess Durga imparts the strength and resilience needed to overcome adversity and defeat the inner demons that hinder your progress. As the divine embodiment of courage and fearlessness, Durga is celebrated for her victory over the forces of evil, symbolizing the triumph of good over darkness. She invites you to channel her powerful energy, inspiring you to confront life's challenges with confidence. Just as Durga vanquished the most formidable enemies, she reminds you that you too possess the strength to conquer any obstacle that comes your way. That sounds like every Leo I know. Okay, then from the Wild Woman Rising Oracle, the oracle that you receive is Reclaim Your Soul Skin. I haven't read this one yet. I love this deck, but I have not gotten this card yet. This is the number 41. And it says, legend tells of the Selkie, a woman seal often seen off the coast of northern Scotland who can shed her skin by moonlight and dance upon the earth. Fishermen were known to catch the seal-made skin in order to keep her pinned to the land, captured as bride, unable to return to her true skin and soul home. In the legend you're living, to reclaim your soul skin is to let go of the good girl pelt you were raised to wear. Ooh, let go of that good girl pelt. Toss off all that no longer fits you and dive deep into the places where your soul feels most at home. The woman you're becoming will cost you the relationship, spaces, comfort, security, and convenience. But choose her over everything. When we reclaim our authenticity, Wild Woman rises. Now, I'll remind you that these cards are without gender. While it does talk about the divine feminine, these ideas are definitely applicable to men as well. Okay, the last thing before our keywords is your affirmation, releasing shame. With utmost compassion and self acceptance, I liberate myself from the weight of shame and guilt that may linger from my past. I wholeheartedly believe that the universe provides me with everything I need to thrive and succeed. I trust in the abundance of opportunities and resources that effortlessly align with my goals. I'm a magnet for positive experiences. So that is your affirmation. I forgot to mention on the goddess card and the animal spirit card, they have a QR code on the back. So if you want to get more information about this goddess, you can scan that QR code. And then the full story and guidance on the buffalo is right here. So there you go. Now we have a couple of keywords here to see if any of this all gets tied together with these. I'm always curious. We get tap and drive. So drive to me is about, that internal drive, that ambition, that Eight of Pentacles that you have in your 10th house. That's your drive. And then tap is, tapping into who you really are, and tapping into that amazing resource that you have of your sense of community and your friends, that spirit is guiding you and recommending that you really lean into this month. Well, with that, we are done with your reading for the month of October. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you like this kind of content. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. It's such a quick and easy way to make my day. And I hope to see you in my next reading. Hope you have a wonderful October. Bye now.